Welcome to a session on Introduction to Computer Programming. Today we'll embark on an exciting journey to understand the fundamentals of programming, a skill that has become crucial in the digital era, in the era that we are living in. As we all know that it is the era of technology, it is the era of computer. Everything is now being automated with computers, everything is being done on the computers. Small businesses, the large businesses, and everything is being done on the computers. So first of all, let me tell you something about me. My name is Sameer Faisal. I have recently done my bachelor's from NID University of Engineering and Technology. Currently, I'm working as an instructor at FAST National University at the Karachi campus. Formerly, I've been associated with Applied Learning Pakistan as a faculty member, and I've served there for at least 10 months as a faculty member, and I've taught web technologies and web programming related courses to the students. So now let's begin with lecture formally. Introduction to Programming. Uh, First of all, let's try to understand that what is a program basically. In simple terms, a program is a set of instructions that are given to the computer to tell the computer what to do. Unlike the humans, computer cannot think of its own of doing something by itself as we humans can do. So we need to instruct the computer that what is required to be done from it and what we want the computer to be done. These instructions are in various programming languages. If I talk about the today's era, there are numerous programming languages present, and we can just work on the programming language of our choice and what we want, and based on the requirement. Uh, to perform a wide range of tasks like reading the data, performing calculations, database manipulation, saving the data, retrieving the data, and performing various operations on the data, and then displaying the output. For example, if we go to a shop for shopping something, and we just buy some clothes, for example, we see that the cashier gives us a bill basically, and that is a computer generated bill, and all of that is done using the computer programming. Okay, understanding these basics is the first step in the world of programming. If you don't know how to what is actually a program and what a program actually does for us or for the computer, we cannot just dive into the world directly. Okay, first of all, now let's begin. Okay, what is a computer programming language? Programming is an art of writing these instructions. Now we have studied about okay, what is a programming. Now we are just going forward and we are learning what is programming actually. Before learning a language, we should know that what is a programming and why it is required. So programming is the art of writing these instructions that a person is giving to the computer, that what a person wants a computer to do for himself. Now, let's take an example, a real world example basically. For example, we have a servant and we ask him to do something. He'll only do whatever he is instructed to do and whatever we'll tell him to do. For example, if I tell him I want some vegetables, fresh vegetables from the market, only then he'll go to the market and just buy the vegetables. He will not do anything on his own, right? So he's dependent on us. Similarly, if I talk about the computers, they are also dependent on us. Okay, the language used to write these instructions can vary. Choosing the right one depends on the task at hand. Now, that's a very important thing. We first of all need to know what are we going to do? What is the task that we are going to accomplish using this computer programming? What are we trying to automate basically? So the knowledge of the task is very important. Now, let's talk about the types of programming languages. As we have already read about that, a programming language is a set of rules that basically instructs the computer what is to be done. It falls into two broad categories. First of all, it is a low level and high level language. Low level languages, as the name suggests, is the languages, the programming languages of the initial era when the programming or the computer instruction was started. And you can say the high level languages that are of the current era that we work on in the today's era. Okay, closer to machine language, a low level language. Machine language is the language of ones and zeros, what a computer basically understands. It's like the computer, for example, we are talking to a person who understands only Chinese, right? And if I start talking to him in English, he would not understand a word what I'm speaking, right? So we need a translator in between who can just tell what I am saying to that Chinese person so we can get an idea of what I just want to convey to him, right? So I hope this is a very clear explanation about this. Okay. They are fundamental but challenging to work with due to their complexity. I'm talking about machine language. Basically, it is a very difficult language. For example, if we know only English and we are asked to write an essay in Chinese, it's a very difficult task because we do not have any knowledge about Chinese. We are not familiar with writing or reading Chinese, basically, right? So this becomes the advent of high level languages. In high level languages, they are closer to English, right? English is a very global language, and it is spoken all over the world. So what programmers did, what computer experts did, they created a high level language, right? There are many high level languages available today which are closer to English so that it is easy to program. And if you remember my previous thought, I just said we need to translate the language. Now, why do we need to translate the language? Computer only understand machine language, that is the language of ones and zeros. Now, if you are writing a program in high level language, that needs to be translated into machine language so that the computer can easily understand that and execute it and perform the task that we want the computer to do, basically, that we have discussed in the previous slides. Okay. High-level languages are human-friendly or closer to English language that we have already discussed. They have been designed to solve the general-purpose automation problems, and in some cases and sometimes the high-level problems or the specific problems, the special problems, basically. Okay, we have discussed about machine languages. Focusing on the low-level languages are the oldest form of machine language, represented in the binary form. What is the binary form? It is a language of only two numbers, ones and zeros, the digital signals, basically, what the computer is basically understanding. So first of all, we need to know that how the computer processes data. Only then we can easily work on our English language, closer to English languages, the high-level languages, and the program will be translated to the low-level languages using a translator software, and then the computer can understand it and execute it. If we talk about a few high level languages, I have, for example, C, Pascal, Fortran, JavaScript, Java, C++, and there are numerous languages which we use based on the requirement and what is to be done, what is the task basically to be accomplished. Okay, high level translators, we have already discussed about that. We need to translate a high level language into low level languages so that the computer can understand that easily and perform the task that we want it to do. Okay, now as you can see, it is a simple C++ program to calculate the area of circle, obviously, just to give you a taste of a programming, that how programming looks like. You can see that there are the constants, there are the keywords which are derived from English language, but it's still difficult to understand. That is what a programmer has to do. A programmer has to learn about it. If the programmer knows about it, he can easily write any of the program and can perform the automation processes. Now, this is the translation process and how it goes. I'll tell you about that. We have written the source code. What is the source code? A source code is a code written in the high level language. For example, I have written a source code. If grade is greater than equals to 40, then proceed. Else reset the exam. That means if you fail the exam, for example. Now, what will happen? I have written in English, a closer to English language program. That will be translated to, as you can see, a binary code, a machine code, which is known as object code. And now the computer can understand, okay, what the user is trying to say to me, what the user is demanding from me, and then we'll let's proceed with that. So, today we have just scratched the surface of programming. As we proceed in this course, we'll dive deeper into these concepts and you'll learn to write and understand the code more effectively. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to a journey into the world of programming. Thank you.